So my name is Analee, and my service project was going to the Humane Society in Pulaski County. So if y'all ever seen like a dog on the street or someone under the bridge, like a dog puppy under the bridge, wanted to pet it but really couldn't because you were really too scared, my job here was basically to go find those puppies, to go work with them, to go make them trust us, to make them trust people more, and to just be with us necessarily. It mostly connects to everybody because everybody likes it. Some people like puppies, some people don't like puppies, but they're just happy. And I do accredit this as my own. What? Okay. So, as I said, I completed my service at the Humane Society of Pulaski County. Just a little about it, it's a non-kill shelter, so we don't euthanize any pets. They don't get funding, everything is by donation, and they work to provide emergency service, like I said, like when you find puppies under the bridge, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a puppy, what do I do? You can call them, they'll come out there and get it. So, a little bit about it, they save over 50,000 puppies a year. It's a lot, they do it. But they create this thing called Puppy Love, and they basically take puppies that they found under the bridge, and they take them to the little like nursing homes, let them play with the old people because they just love it. It's fabulous. And they were working on trying to abolish the puppy and kitty mills in Arkansas. That's a big deal. The people at the Humane Society are very welcoming. They are loving. If you come and volunteer with us, we're just beautiful. We'll just be like, yay, more people. But the place is just a shelter like in the corner. It's in the back with a whole bunch of trees around it. It's got like 3 dog parks back there, so you're just like letting the puppies run. What you're supposed to do is you just go get a dog, take a leash, walk him, make him try to trust you, make him love you, just kind of give the love that they didn't have. But anyway, what I specifically did there was, it doesn't say it, this is Samson. What I specifically did there was work with this guy. He's a very loving dog, but he was very abused when he was younger. So they brought him into the shelter, we worked with him. I was mostly the one that he decided to latch onto. So my job was to continue with him and to continue working with him and try to give him every kind of trustworthiness I could give him. But the next thing I'm going to talk about are the 2 communication concepts. One of them is comprehensive listening, because the definition according to Lane, Abigail, and Gooch 2014 was it's a type of listening where we engage when we want to learn, understand, and recall information. When we get new volunteers and stuff, we like to give them like a one-on-one. So we like to make sure that they don't go in cold, they go in with knowing how to go in a cage, how to not get hurt, how to not to choose a bad dog over one that they can control, all those little good things. So I chose that one because it's more like they need to learn from us more than they need to come in talking. Another, and then just examples from that. The second one is facial expressions with dogs. You can't really, some people like to talk to them, but you know, just to say, hi, how's it going? You a good dog? Like that. But you really get a vibe off of them with their wagging their tail, them looking happy, or them looking sad and depressed some days, because some days the dogs just don't want to be in that cage. And they just are sad and depressed and in the corner. And that's when you're just like, okay, I need to go to this dog. I need to use my loving and I need to use myself to go to this dog and be more loving. And that's what he did for the first like 2 weeks. So I had to work with him, and I used my facial expressions in my service to try to show him that I am here for him. I am going to be there for you whenever you need me. So I went there about every day. So, on to the communication principle that I used involves both verbal and nonverbal messages. The definition according to the survival guide is that all behavior has symbolic potential that includes words we speak, as well as vocal, and as well as like facial expressions. Like I said, when we go into like dogs, you can't really you can use your actions more as your body language, and try not to be so stand up and so tense, because then they get that vibe off of you, and it doesn't work from back and forth. So you have to go in loving, go in kindly, go in standing up straight, like you know what you're doing, and you've got control over this dog, and he's not just gonna run you around the dog park. So my third point, finally, based on like my service, I use communication concepts and like the civil and ethical. The one that I want to improve is my defensive listening, because when you go in and somebody tells you what to do, it's kind of hard, because when you go in, you know what to do, so I'm gonna work with this dog right here, and I'm not gonna work with no other dog, I'm just gonna work with this dog. And then somebody comes and tells you that you can't work with Samson today because he's being treated for something else. It kind of hurts you, and you kind of just want to be like, no, I'm working with this dog today. But so I have to work on myself, trying to, not to be so defensive against other people. But yeah, and a civil and ethical implication like that we can use to improve ourselves is like the trustworthiness with dogs. They kind of just, like I said before, they kind of just need to be just in a trusting environment. If you're not in it, it hurts you, and it doesn't really help you in trying to get these dogs to where they can be adopted into homes. But yeah, in conclusion, I was happy to work here. I always work with the Humane Society, have been for like 3 or 4 years. But I talked about the shelter. I talked about my dog. I talked about puppy love and how we walk and love dogs. And then yeah, I'm done.